Is it truly possible to judge a book by its cover, or a person by their appearance? For Ji-hai, a waitress at the bustling Seoul cafe, the daily grind, the answer was a resounding yes. She'd seen countless celebrities grace her tables, each one met with the same practiced, professional smile. But none had ever truly captivated her, until Lee Min-ho walked in. Initially, Ji-hai dismissed him. Handsome, yes, undeniably so. But the air of effortless cool, the expensive clothes, the entourage, it all screamed spoiled celebrity. She'd seen it all before, the aloofness, the demanding requests, the lack of genuine connection. She'd even heard whispers from other waitstaff about his supposed arrogance. So, when he slid into a booth with a couple of friends, Ji-hai treated him with polite efficiency, nothing more. She took his order, a simple Americano, with the same detached professionalism she reserved for every customer. She didn't even bother to glance at him beyond what was necessary to take his order, focusing instead on the mountain of dishes piling up on the counter. His friends, however, were noticeably more engaging. They chatted animatedly, laughing easily. Lee Min-ho, on the other hand, remained quiet, observing the cafe with a thoughtful gaze. Ji-hai noticed this quiet observation, but dismissed it as another celebrity quirk. Later that evening, after the rush had died down, Ji-hai was cleaning tables when she overheard a conversation between her manager, Mr. Kim, and one of the cafe's regular customers. Mr. Kim was excitedly recounting how Lee Min-ho had been particularly impressed with the cafe, praising the quality of the coffee and the friendly service. The customer, a well-known entertainment journalist, added that Lee Min-ho was known for his philanthropy and often visited local establishments, deliberately choosing places off the beaten track to support smaller businesses. This information surprised Ji-hai. Her initial assessment had been so superficial, so focused on the superficial aspects of his celebrity status. She felt a pang of guilt. Had she missed an opportunity to connect with someone genuinely kind? She treated him like just another face in the crowd, another celebrity she needed to serve efficiently and forget. The next day, Lee Min-ho returned. This time, Ji-hai approached him differently. She greeted him with a warm smile, a genuine smile that reached her eyes. She asked about his day, not as a formality, but with genuine curiosity. He responded with equal warmth, sharing a few anecdotes about his recent film project, his voice laced with a gentle humor that disarmed her preconceived notions. He even remembered her name. Over the following weeks, Lee Min-ho became a regular at the daily grind. He would always request Ji-hai's service, not because he expected special treatment, but because he genuinely enjoyed their conversations. He'd talk about his passion for acting, his love for Korean culture, and his commitment to various charitable causes. He wasn't the aloof celebrity she had initially imagined. He was thoughtful, kind, and incredibly down-to-earth. One afternoon, Lee Min-ho was discussing his foundation's latest project, building a community center in a less fortunate neighborhood. He mentioned that he was struggling to secure funding. Ji-hai, inspired by his dedication, decided to do something. She rallied her fellow waitstaff, and together, they organized a fundraising event at the cafe. They donated a portion of their tips, baked goods, and even secured a small loan from Mr. Kim. The event was a huge success, exceeding all expectations. The local community, touched by Lee Min-ho's initiative and the cafe's generous contribution, rallied behind the cause. The event received significant media attention, further boosting the fundraising efforts. News outlets even featured Ji-hai and her colleagues, highlighting their selfless act of kindness. Lee Min-ho was deeply moved by their support. He openly praised Ji-hai and her team, acknowledging their crucial role in the fundraising success. The story went viral, showcasing the power of empathy and community spirit. The incident catapulted Ji-hai into the local spotlight. She was no longer just a waitress, she was a symbol of compassion and community action. Lee Min-ho, in turn, reaffirmed his image as a humble and generous individual, further solidifying his status as a beloved public figure. But the true reward for Ji-hai wasn't the fame or recognition. It was the realization that her initial judgment had been profoundly flawed. She had let Lee Min-ho's appearance and celebrity status cloud her perception, preventing her from seeing the genuine person beneath the surface. The experience taught her a valuable lesson: to look beyond the superficial, to embrace empathy, and to never judge a book by its cover. Lee Min-ho, in his quiet humility, had not only proven her wrong about him, but had also inadvertently helped her discover a deeper understanding of herself and the world around her. The daily grind, once just a place of work, had become a place of profound personal growth and connection, all thanks to a simple Americano and a changed perspective. And it all started with a waitress who disregarded Lee Min-ho for his looks, only to be proven spectacularly wrong. The media frenzy surrounding the fundraising event eventually subsided, leaving Ji-hye with a quiet sense of accomplishment. The community center was built, a testament to the collective effort and Lee Min-ho's unwavering commitment. He continued to visit the daily grind, his presence no longer drawing the same level of excited whispers from the staff. He was simply Lee Min-ho, a regular customer, a friend. One particularly slow afternoon, amidst the gentle clinking of coffee cups and the low hum of conversation, Lee Min-ho found Ji-hye polishing silverware behind the counter. He approached her, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Ji-hye," he began, his voice soft, "I wanted to thank you again, not just for the fundraising, but for seeing me." Ji-hye looked up, surprised. "Seeing you," she echoed, unsure of what he meant. He smiled, a genuine, heartwarming smile that reached his eyes. "Yes. Seeing past the image. The facade. Everyone sees Lee Min-ho, the actor, the celebrity. Few see Lee Min-ho, the person. You were one of the few." He paused, his gaze intense. "I've always been conscious of that disconnect, that wall between myself and the world. It's a lonely place, you know? To be constantly observed, analyzed, judged solely on what people see on screen or read in magazines." Ji-hye listened intently, her initial surprise giving way to empathy. She understood the pressure of living under the constant scrutiny of the public eye. She had felt the pressure of judgment herself, the weight of expectations in her own life. "I understand," she said softly. "I judged you too, at first. I let your appearance, your fame, blind me to who you really are." Lee Min-ho nodded, a hint of sadness in his eyes. "We all do it. We all make judgments based on superficial things. It's human nature, I suppose. But your willingness to see beyond that, it was truly remarkable. It taught me something valuable too. That even amidst the noise and the expectations, genuine human connection is possible. And that sometimes, the most unexpected people can teach you the most important lessons." He picked up a napkin, sketching something quickly. He handed it to her. It was a simple drawing of the daily grind, with a small figure standing behind the counter, a warm smile on her face. Beneath it, he wrote, "For Ji-hye, who saw beyond the surface." That evening, after her shift ended, Ji-hye sat alone in her small apartment, the drawing carefully placed on her table. She reflected on her journey, the transformation she had undergone. It wasn't just Lee Min-ho who had changed, she had changed too. She was more confident, more empathetic, more aware of the power of human connection. She had learned the importance of looking beyond appearances and embracing the inherent worth in every individual, regardless of their status or background. She had learned to see the world, and herself, with a new perspective. The next day at the daily grind, Mr. Kim approached her. He had a news clipping in his hand, showcasing a new initiative spearheaded by Lee Min-ho's foundation, a scholarship program for underprivileged students aspiring to pursue careers in the arts. "He mentioned you played a significant role in inspiring this," Mr. Kim said, a proud smile on his face. "He said you showed him the true meaning of community." Ji-hye smiled, a warm, knowing smile. It wasn't just about the fundraising anymore. It was about the ripple effect of kindness, the chain reaction of empathy, and the profound impact of seeing beyond the surface. It was about the transformative power of a simple Americano and a changed perspective. It was about a waitress who disregarded Lee Min-ho for his looks, and in doing so, discovered a truth far more valuable than any celebrity endorsement, the truth of genuine human connection and the boundless capacity for kindness within herself and the world around her. The daily grind continued to hum with its usual bustle, but for Ji-hye, it was no longer just a workplace, it was a testament to the extraordinary power of human connection and the unexpected lessons learned when we dare to look beyond the surface. And somewhere, amidst the noise and the whirlwind of celebrity life, Lee Min-ho, the man behind the image, found a quiet peace, knowing he had not only inspired a community but also found a genuine friendship in the most unexpected place. The simple Americano had brewed a connection far deeper and more meaningful than either of them had ever imagined. The following weeks unfolded in a gentle rhythm, a comforting contrast to the initial whirlwind of the fundraising event. The daily grind remained busy, a comforting haven of routine amidst the ever-changing tides of soul life. Ji-hye continued her work, her interactions with Lee Min-ho marked by a comfortable ease, a shared understanding that transcended the initial awkwardness. Their conversations were less about celebrity gossip and more about shared experiences, dreams, and the simple joys of everyday life. They talked about books, movies, their families, and the challenges and rewards of pursuing their respective passions. One rainy afternoon, Lee Min-ho entered the cafe, his usual aura of quiet confidence slightly subdued by the downpour outside. He sat at his usual booth, a steaming cup of Americano warming his hands. Ji-hye, noticing his pensive mood, approached him with a gentle concern. "Something on your mind?" she asked softly, her voice barely audible above the cafe's gentle murmur. Lee Min-ho hesitated, then sighed. "It's my father," he confessed, his voice laced with a hint of melancholy. "He's been unwell, and it's worrying me." He paused, gathering his thoughts. "He never really understood my career choice. Always wanted me to follow in his footsteps, become a businessman, something more stable." Ji-hye listened patiently, her empathy deepening with each word. She understood the weight of familial expectations, the pressure to conform to predetermined paths. She had felt that pressure herself, the unspoken expectations placed upon her to settle for a life less adventurous than the one she secretly yearned for. "I understand," she said quietly, offering a comforting smile. "Sometimes, the people we love the most struggle to see our dreams." Lee Min-ho nodded, a faint smile touching his lips. "You're right. But, seeing your dedication, your passion for helping others, it gave me a new perspective. It showed me that pursuing your dreams, even if they seem unconventional, isn't selfish. It's about finding your purpose, and using your talents to make a difference." He looked at her, his eyes filled with a newfound appreciation. "You helped me realize that my father's concerns stem from love, not disapproval. He just wants me to be happy, secure. And maybe I can show him that I can achieve both." Their conversation continued for a while longer, a quiet exchange of understanding and shared vulnerability. It was a moment of genuine connection, a bond forged not through fame or fortune, but through shared human experiences. As the rain continued to fall outside, a warm sense of comfort filled the cafe, a quiet sanctuary where a celebrity and a waitress found solace and understanding in each other's company. Over the next few months, Lee Min-ho's visits to the daily grind became less frequent, but no less meaningful. His father's health improved, and he was able to spend more time with his family. He continued his philanthropic work, his foundation flourishing under his dedicated leadership. Ji-hye, meanwhile, continued to excel at her job, her newfound confidence radiating outwards. She was promoted to assistant manager, a testament to her hard work and dedication. One evening, while closing up the cafe, Ji-hye received a package. Inside, a beautifully bound book lay nestled among tissue paper. It was a collection of photographs, capturing candid moments from the fundraising event. On the inside cover, a handwritten note read, "To Ji-hye, a reminder of the extraordinary things we can achieve when we choose to see beyond the surface. With gratitude, Lee Min-ho." The photograph showcased a beaming Ji-hye surrounded by her fellow waitstaff, their faces alight with pride and accomplishment. It was a tangible reminder of the power of collective action, the strength found in community, and the transformative impact of a simple act of kindness. Years passed. Lee Min-ho remained a successful actor, his career reaching new heights. He continued to be a vocal advocate for charitable causes, his name synonymous with generosity and compassion. Ji-hye, too, thrived. She eventually left the daily grind to pursue her own dreams, opening a small bakery near her family home. She often reminisced about her time at the daily grind, the unexpected friendship she forged with a global superstar, and the invaluable lessons learned about seeing beyond the surface, embracing empathy, and the transformative power of human connection. The simple Americano, the initial judgment, and the subsequent friendship with Lee Min-ho served as a constant reminder of the importance of looking beyond appearances and recognizing the inherent worth in every individual. The daily grind remained a symbol of this profound transformation, a testament to the extraordinary power of human connection, a place where a simple Americano brewed a friendship far deeper and more meaningful than either could have ever imagined. And it all started with a waitress who disregarded Lee Min-ho for his looks, proving, in the most unexpected way, that appearances truly can be deceiving. The story of the waitress and the superstar became a heartwarming legend, a tale whispered across Seoul's bustling cafes, a testament to the enduring power of empathy and the transformative potential of a changed perspective. The legend of Ji-hye, the waitress who saw beyond Lee Min-ho's fame, echoed softly through the years. It became a favorite anecdote among Seoul's cafe culture, a reminder that beneath the veneer of celebrity, genuine humanity often thrived. The daily grind, once a simple coffee shop, had become a pilgrimage site of sorts, a place where hopeful young artists and aspiring entrepreneurs gathered, inspired by the story of a simple Americano that brewed a profound connection. One crisp autumn afternoon, a young woman named Soo-jin nervously approached the counter of the daily grind. She was an aspiring actress, struggling to balance her passion with the harsh realities of the industry. She'd heard the story of Ji-hye and Lee Min-ho countless times, a tale that resonated deeply with her own struggles. She ordered a simple Americano, the same drink that had sparked such a transformative friendship years ago. As she sipped her coffee, she noticed a familiar figure entering the cafe. It was Lee Min-ho himself, accompanied by a young man, his demeanor radiating warmth and encouragement. Soo-jin's heart pounded in her chest. This was her chance. She had prepared a short film showcasing her talent, hoping he might offer some guidance. Gathering her courage, Soo-jin approached Lee Min-ho. He looked up, his eyes mirroring the kindness Ji-hye had described. He listened patiently as Soo-jin explained her aspirations and nervously presented her film. He watched intently, his expression thoughtful and encouraging. Afterward, he offered constructive criticism, not as a seasoned celebrity, but as a fellow artist who understood the challenges and triumphs of pursuing a creative path. He even introduced her to the young man with him, a renowned film director who expressed genuine interest in her work. Soo-jin left the cafe that day feeling empowered, her spirit buoyed by Lee Min-ho's unexpected kindness and the director's promising words. News of Lee Min-ho's continued acts of support for aspiring artists spread, further solidifying his reputation not just as a talented actor, but as a compassionate mentor. His foundation continued to grow, providing scholarships and opportunities to young people from diverse backgrounds, all inspired by the lessons he learned from Ji-hye, the waitress who saw beyond the surface. Meanwhile, Ji-hye's bakery flourished. Her pastries were renowned throughout Seoul, known not just for their exquisite taste, but for the warmth and kindness she poured into each creation. She often recounted her story to her customers, reminding them of the importance of empathy and the power of human connection, a message that resonated deeply with her community. One day, a renowned food critic, known for his harsh judgments and uncompromising standards, visited Ji-hye's bakery. He had heard the legend of Lee Min-ho and Ji-hye, and he was intrigued. He initially approached the bakery with skepticism, expecting mediocrity masked by a sentimental narrative. But as he tasted Ji-hye's creations, he was astonished. The pastries were not only delicious but imbued with a warmth and passion that transcended mere culinary skill. He wrote a glowing review, praising not only the exquisite taste but also the heartfelt story behind the bakery. Ji-hye's bakery became even more successful, a testament to her talent and the enduring power of her message. She continued to champion empathy and kindness, inspiring countless others to look beyond appearances and embrace the inherent worth within each individual. Years later, Lee Min-ho and Ji-hye met again at a charity gala. They shared a quiet moment, reminiscing about their shared past and the transformative journey they had undertaken. They spoke not only of the impact of their friendship but also of the ripple effect of kindness, the countless lives touched by their shared experience. The story of Ji-hye and Lee Min-ho became a timeless tale, a beacon of hope in a world often consumed by superficiality. It served as a reminder that true beauty lies not in outward appearances but in the depth of character, the strength of empathy, and the boundless capacity for human connection. It was a testament to the power of a simple Americano, a changed perspective, and the enduring legacy of a waitress who disregarded Lee Min-ho for his looks, only to discover a truth far more valuable than fame and fortune, the truth of genuine human connection and the transformative power of kindness. The Daily Grind, Jihai's Bakery, and the countless lives they touched stood as silent witnesses to this enduring truth, a testament to the extraordinary things that can happen when we dare to see beyond the surface. And so, the legend continued, a whispered story in Seoul's bustling cafes, a reminder that even a simple Americano can brew a friendship far deeper and more meaningful than either could have ever imagined. The legacy of Jihai and Lee Min-ho continued to inspire. Their story, initially a whispered anecdote in Seoul's coffee shops, had become a celebrated tale, a testament to the power of human connection and the folly of superficial judgments. The Daily Grind, now a landmark, wasn't just a cafe, it was a symbol of transformation, a place where countless stories of unexpected friendships and personal growth unfolded. One blustery winter evening, a young man named Jae-hyun, a struggling musician, found himself seeking refuge in the warmth of the Daily Grind. He'd been rejected countless times, his music deemed too unconventional, too melancholic, not commercially viable. He felt defeated, his dreams fading under the weight of persistent rejections. He ordered an Americano, the same drink that had initiated the legendary encounter between Jihai and Lee Min-ho, and found himself lost in thought. As he sat nursing his coffee, he overheard snippets of conversation, people recounting the story of Jihai and Lee Min-ho. He'd heard the tale before, but tonight, it resonated differently. It wasn't just a celebrity anecdote, it was a beacon of hope, a reminder that perseverance and authenticity could triumph over superficial judgments. Suddenly, a familiar figure entered the cafe, Lee Min-ho himself. Jae-hyun's heart pounded. He'd never imagined he'd encounter the man whose story had just rekindled his hope. Lee Min-ho, his face devoid of the usual celebrity sheen, seemed approachable, his aura radiating a quiet humility. He sat at a table near Jae-hyun, engrossed in a conversation with a young woman, who, Jae-hyun realized with a start, was Soo-jin, the aspiring actress whose story he had heard earlier that week. Gathering his courage, Jae-hyun approached Lee Min-ho after he finished his coffee. He nervously introduced himself, explaining his struggles as a musician. He wasn't looking for fame or fortune, he simply wanted an opportunity to share his music, to connect with others through his art. Lee Min-ho listened patiently, his eyes reflecting genuine interest. He didn't offer empty words of encouragement, instead, he offered practical advice, sharing his own experiences with rejection and the importance of staying true to one's artistic vision. He introduced Jae-hyun to a music producer, a friend he'd met through his philanthropic work, who expressed interest in hearing Jae-hyun's music. The producer, impressed by Jae-hyun's unique style and unwavering passion, offered him a contract. Jae-hyun's music, initially deemed too unconventional for mainstream success, found its audience. His melancholic melodies resonated with listeners who connected with his raw honesty and vulnerability. Years later, Jae-hyun, now a successful musician, often visited the Daily Grind, sharing his story with aspiring artists who found themselves at a crossroads. He became a living testament to the ripple effect of kindness, a symbol of hope for those who felt lost or overlooked. Jihai's Bakery, too, continued to flourish. It had become a haven for the community, a place where people gathered not just for delicious pastries, but for connection and encouragement. She often shared Lee Min-ho's story, emphasizing the importance of embracing one's individuality and the transformative power of human kindness. The story of Jihai, Lee Min-ho, and the countless individuals whose lives they touched, became a powerful narrative, woven into the fabric of Seoul's cultural tapestry. It transcended the boundaries of fame and fortune, becoming a timeless tale of empathy, perseverance, and the profound impact of seeing beyond superficial appearances. The simple Americano at the Daily Grind had become a symbol of this enduring message, a reminder that even the smallest act of kindness can create a ripple effect, inspiring hope, fostering connections, and ultimately changing lives. It was a legacy born from a waitress's initial disregard for Lee Min-ho's looks, a disregard that, ironically, paved the way for a transformative friendship and a legacy of kindness that echoed through the years, proving that true beauty lies not in outward appearances but in the depth of the human spirit. The legend of the Americano, the waitress, and the superstar lived on, a beacon of hope in the bustling heart of Seoul, a testament to the enduring power of human connection, and a reminder that sometimes, the simplest act can brew something truly extraordinary. The legacy of Jihai and Lee Min-ho continued to inspire generations. Their story, once a whispered secret amongst Seoul's cafe regulars, became a staple in university lectures on social psychology and a recurring theme in popular Korean dramas. The Daily Grind, now a meticulously preserved historical landmark, hosted regular exhibitions showcasing the evolution of their story through photographs, handwritten letters, and even the original Americano cups. Tourists flocked from around the globe, eager to soak in the atmosphere where a simple act of kindness had sparked a movement. One such tourist was Anya, a young journalist from New York City, known for her sharp wit and even sharper critiques of celebrity culture. She arrived in Seoul with a cynical outlook, skeptical of the romanticized narrative surrounding Ji-hye and Lee Min-ho. She viewed their story as a carefully crafted PR campaign, a clever manipulation of public perception. Her assignment was to debunk the myth, to expose the supposed humanitarian image as a carefully constructed facade. Anya spent weeks researching, interviewing former employees of the Daily Grind, digging through archived news articles, and even attempting to contact Ji-hye herself, who remained elusive, preferring to let her actions speak louder than words. She meticulously documented every detail, searching for inconsistencies, for cracks in the flawless narrative. Her initial skepticism fueled her investigation, driving her to uncover any evidence that could contradict the idealized image of Lee Min-ho's benevolence. However, the more she delved into the story, the more the evidence pointed to the authenticity of their connection. She discovered countless testimonials from individuals whose lives had been directly impacted by Lee Min-ho's foundation, individuals from diverse backgrounds who had received scholarships, mentorship, and unwavering support. She found letters expressing profound gratitude, detailing how Lee Min-ho's kindness had changed their lives, offering them opportunities they never would have dreamed possible. Anya also uncovered Ji-hye's quiet philanthropy. She discovered that Ji-hye had anonymously donated a significant portion of her bakery's profits to various charities, quietly supporting numerous causes close to her heart. Her actions mirrored the quiet dignity and unwavering compassion that had characterized her initial interaction with Lee Min-ho. The deeper Anya dug, the more she realized the depth and complexity of their story. It wasn't a simple tale of a celebrity's benevolence, it was a story about human connection, about empathy, and about the transformative power of challenging preconceived notions. It was a story about seeing beyond superficial appearances and recognizing the inherent worth in every individual. The turning point came during an unexpected encounter with Jae-hyun, the musician whose career had been launched by Lee Min-ho's intervention. Jae-hyun, now a celebrated artist with a global following, shared his personal story with Anya, recounting the pivotal moment when Lee Min-ho had extended a hand, offering not just encouragement but genuine support. His words were imbued with sincerity, devoid of any hint of manipulation or calculated PR. Anya's cynicism began to crumble. She started to understand that the story wasn't about a perfect narrative, but about the imperfect, messy, and profoundly human journey of two individuals who had challenged their own biases and, in doing so, had touched countless lives. Finally, Anya wrote her article, not as a debunking exposé, but as a testament to the enduring power of human connection. She acknowledged her initial skepticism, admitting that she had arrived in Seoul with preconceived notions, ready to dismiss the story as mere hype. However, she confessed that her investigation had led her to a different conclusion, a conclusion that challenged her own worldview. She detailed the numerous lives positively impacted by Lee Min-ho and Ji-hye, highlighting the authenticity of their actions and the profound ripple effect of their kindness. Her article went viral, resonating with readers around the world. It sparked conversations about empathy, challenging superficial judgments, and the importance of looking beyond appearances. Anya's transformation, from a cynical journalist to a believer in the power of human connection, became an integral part of the evolving legend of Ji-hye and Lee Min-ho. Their story, initially dismissed by some as a simple anecdote, evolved into a global phenomenon, a powerful reminder that true beauty lies not in outward appearances, but in the depth of character, the strength of empathy, and the boundless capacity for human connection. The simple Americano at the Daily Grind had brewed a legacy that extended far beyond the walls of a Seoul cafe, becoming a symbol of hope and a testament to the extraordinary power of a changed perspective. The impact of Anya's article reverberated far beyond the digital sphere. It sparked a global conversation, prompting self-reflection.